A warning before you listen.
What you are about to hear is not meant for children, nor for the faint of heart. This is an unfiltered retelling of ancient myths, told as they were born, raw, violent, unsoftened. Expect scenes of brutality, curses that linger, betrayals that reshape fate, and a hunger for power that shows no mercy. These myths were never meant to lull children to sleep. They were forged in blood, shadow, and fire. So ask yourself, are you ready to hear them as they were first told? Sources and references can be found in the episode description.
Chapter 7. From the Epic the Uprising, from the cave to the edge of war. The mother's plan, entering the palace through the gate of tyranny. They sat together on the edge of the night. Rhea, the mother who was never forgiven, and Zeus, the son who grew up in exile, knowing nothing of the world but rejection, and nothing of time but the claw marks tyranny leaves on the flesh of birth. The silence between them wasn't peace. It was embers, burning quietly without smoke, as if the earth was holding its breath before vomiting up those buried inside it. Then Zeus said, "They're not dead. My siblings, they weren't killed. They were swallowed, trapped inside a hunger that never ends, inside Cronus." Rhea's eyes screamed before her mouth could. Tears welled and memory struck. Every child devoured by a womb that was never a mother, but a mouth. The screams of Hestia, Demeter, Hera, then shadows without voices, Hades and Poseidon, as if they had never been born, but were vomited by fate before their names could even be spoken. In a breath smaller than sound, she asked, "When did you know?" He answered, "When Metis whispered the truth to me, that a throne doesn't just swallow innocence, it devours memory too."
Rhea gasped, not from shock, but as an oath. A shudder ran through her like a lightning strike through a dead tree. Time itself, for a moment, remembered that it was once a crime. Zeus reached out his hand, not to seek comfort, but to demand something far more dangerous.
"I need to enter the palace," she asked.
"And what will you do there?" He pulled out a small black flask. It wasn't glass, but something like dried serpent skin.
"Poison," he said, "crafted by Metis. Just a single drop, and Cronus will unravel. Everything he swallowed will erupt from within. I want my siblings back. I don't want to kill them with him." Rhea looked at him, not as a mother sees her child, but as a woman sees salvation in the shape of someone she once called son. "I will get you inside the palace," she said. "But you won't be Zeus anymore." She paused, then added, "You'll enter like a sickness, like air, unseen until it kills. You will be a servant. Not the kind who is noticed, but the kind whose silence ends kingdoms." They approached the eastern wall, where light dared not go, where no foot stepped, because that wall remembered betrayal. She said, "Dip your hand in this mud. Smear it over your face. Choose a face that disgusts the powerful, a face that makes kings laugh. Then kick." And he did. Covered his eyes, his mouth, his skin. He became a shadow, nameless, ageless, carrying only one thing inside him: a decision. As for Rhea, she wore a grey robe the color of forgotten graves. Her walk was a funeral, her voice was silence. But her face was a bomb that didn't need a fuse. They reached the palace gates. The guards stood, then bowed. She was the queen, and behind her a servant. But she wasn't the queen. She was Betrayal, walking on two legs, knocking on the throne room, with the face of a mother who had chosen to become the enemy. She entered, and the shadow followed. Zeus was behind her, but he was no longer Zeus. He was a thing without a name, walking without sound, carrying not just poison in his pocket, but a vow not written in ink, but in vomit. He entered the palace not as one who belonged, but as one who would end it. He vanished among the servants, a thread of darkness born for this very purpose. No one lifted their eyes to him, no one spoke his name, but he saw everything. He studied the walls, the throne, the sickle that hung like a memory of betrayal, and whispered to himself, "I'm not here to wait, I'm here to end it." And so Zeus entered the palace, not as a returning son, nor a reborn god, but as a disease. This chapter of the epic has come to an end, but remember, what you've just heard is not a record of facts, but the echo of a myth, a story born from the imagination of the ancients, etched into the long memory of humankind. If this tale stirred something in you, if it opened a door to reflection or wonder, don't forget to support the channel and share the journey with those you love. And in the comments, tell us which moment in this chapter struck you the most and why. We'll meet again in the next chapter of this audio odyssey through time. Until then, farewell.